Raila, as I told you, Raila is a schemer. He's a planner. He's coming out very soon after damaging and destroying Ruto. What we said, and I told you that Ruto has been caged. Ruto is in a cage. Ruto has been put in a position he cannot be able to do anything. He cannot even move right or left. So I told you when we met last time, the month of January, February, it will be more aggressive. As we get to March, it will be more aggressive. And now as we are getting into April, it will be more messy. More messy. And many things now will erupt up. And challenges will be so difficult until a kind of a state of emergency will be decided.
Disclaimer: the opinions expressed by our esteemed guest on this show is solely their own and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Plug TV, its affiliates, or the production team. We kindly request our viewers to approach the opinions shared on this show with an open mind, considering them as individual viewpoints rather than absolute truths. We encourage you to conduct further research and engage in conversations beyond this program to form a well-rounded understanding of the topics discussed.
Of course, the problem, mambo ni mengi sana. Na one of the issues that have been...
Wanasema mambo ni mengi, ya kuku ni nini?
Ya kuku ni mayai. One of the issues zenye watu wamekuwa wakizungumzia sahi ni what is going to happen. Tukianza na kila ambacho likisema kuhusu the retired, the right honorable Raila Odinga. Akisema once he's out of AU, he will not be with Kasongo, or rather with the president. Now, he is with the president. What went wrong?
I never said that. Hiyo ni yako. What we said, and you have repeated it, meona kwa mara nyingi, when we said they have an intention to make sure by April, Kasongo is not in power. They have. And I repeated it, they have. It's not a prophetic. I said this will happen by April, this will change. If you repeat, you look at your previous step where I'm wearing a polo shirt.
I remember.
You see, I say they have an intention. Whatever you're seeing happening now, it is part of dishonesty, scheming, and cunning systems by the dynasties. If you look at it now, as I told you, Kasongo will not be in power, will not be in control. Is he in control now?
He's still the president.
He is still the president, but a ceremonial one. All the demands Raila wants has been found. Raila has said, remove Kikuyus, I will put my people in the government. He's forced his way into the government. And he's calling shots. They made a pact together. We'll be working together. You are one of you. But look at, since they came together, heckling has become more vicious than even before. What could be the reason? Why would I join hands with you, and instead of getting some sympathy or getting some unity, then you find this a time now I'm more hated than before. Like now, if you looked at the stadium, from morning people were saying Ruto must go. And prophetically people had said, even me, when I was preaching, I can give you the clip. I said, if Raila goes to the stadium, Harambee Stars will lose by 2-1. That is what happened. When Safari Rally, Kasongo must go. You see, it didn't help him. What it is, the scheming behind the downfall of Ruto, I told you, they will scheme. They will bring him down. Look at this statement critically, that I helped Ruto from a coup. You see, was there any coup? Did you even witness a coup?
He said he saved the president from a military coup.
A military
when
coup.
The military entered the streets on June 25th,
yes.
2024.
Yeah, yes. He helped Ruto. Did he stop the military? Was he in command? Was he the armed forces?
Perhaps.
Listen first. Before the military comes to the street, it was okayed by the parliament. They just can't come out. It was okayed by parliament. Number two, the court must be involved. So these two bodies okayed, then the president okayed. Who was then the minister for defense? Who was Duale. So when they came in, they came and sought the peace, and everything just went down. It was a passage by the parliament to allow what? To allow the military into the streets. It was passed by parliament, but this thing has never been reversed. So if the military were to do the coup, they have an opportunity because this thing has not been reversed. According to law, it has to be reversed. Right now, the law is with them that you can go to the streets, you can go out there and do anything that you want to do. It has not been reversed.
Yeah.
It is still intact. They can do it. So saying that I helped the president from a possible coup, what does he mean? He's saying that intelligence was not up to their game, so they didn't know there was a coup. The other bodies, they didn't know there was a coup. And until today, the president is living with the people who wanted to kill him. What is Raila saying to the public? Raila is telling the president, you have an enemy in the name of the army. Who is being targeted? Who is the commander in the army? Is Kahareri. Could he be saying this because they want to create a position? They want somebody to be sacked so that the broad-based government can also be infected in the army. Because those are very serious allegations that there was a coup. President, you don't know there was a coup. And this coup was by the army. And the army, they're the one who are guarding you until today because the people guarding the man behind the president is an army officer. The people around the compound of the army, the state house, they are all army officers. And the man in charge of the security of Kenya external is an army officer. The man that sits in the defense council is an army officer.
Yeah.
So these people, they wanted to overthrow you. And still, you are still in the same office because he's the armed commander, is the commander of the armed forces. So the president and the Kahareri and the other army commanders, they still sit under one commander, Ruto, the same office. Ruto knowing that these people wanted to throw me. What could be this message that is being sent? Could they be trying to preempt? Could they be trying to create a situation where people will demand for the resignation of some people?
The military.
The military? Could they be creating a position where now there are people in the military that has to go home so that other people that they want can come up? Just thinking loudly. I'm not prophesying.
No, okay. And when the current CS of Defense, Pantuya, came saying that all these things, or rather all the allegations the retired or the Right Honorable Raila Odinga is saying, they are all baseless. They can't hold water.
Good. You have come to my point. Raila signed a pact with Ruto, meaning that now because you have signed a pact with you, we are one and the same. So Raila is in the government. Are you sure? Is that true? Badi is the government. Raila people are in the government now. And whatever they are doing together with Ruto, they are doing something that is in the government. Because Raila is part of the government. You saw yesterday he met the Chinese ambassador in Kenya in his office as a representation of the government. Then Raila is speaking on behalf of the government and telling us Ruto is a good man because they are brothers. So when Soipan comes to discredit a principle of the government, because these are two principles, Ruto and Raila, they are two principles. And then Soipan comes to discredit the authority that he's under. What does that tell you? there is something that is not working well. So literally I'm trying to clarify the statement that what happened, that this man did not come. Raila, as I told you, Raila is a schemer, he's a planner. He's coming out very soon after damaging and destroying Ruto. What we said, and I told you that Ruto has been caged. Ruto is in a cage. Ruto has been put in a position he cannot be able to do anything. He cannot even move right or left. And the people who could have supported him, because they knew these people supported this gentleman, are the Kikuyus. He has made sure that every Kikuyu in government has been chased out. The PSS are out now. The chairmen of committees are out now, apart from one Ishongwa. Dindinyoro is out, Kumani is out, everybody's out. And in parastatus, they are doing the same. In PSS, they are doing the same. And things have changed so that they want to make sure Kikuyus are put somewhere. So those are the gimmicks and the plans that the Ruto camp is planning. Meanwhile, there is the other camp of Raila camp with the Uhuru camp, because Raila is an Uhuru camp. Raila, they are planning a coup. Already they have done the coup from inside. And that's why I normally told you, when you see, is it you last time, before the AEC?
AUC.
Did we meet after?
Before and after.
And I told you, Raila will pretend that now he is happy with Ruto because they want to get inside and they bomb him from inside, take everything. Right now, Ruto is just a shell. They have taken everything. All the ministries that are strong, the PSS that are strong, the management of the country, is Raila who is being called for. Number two, why do we have a lot of heckling and a lot of crime behind Ruto's entourage? It is one way of the 48 rules of power. That book that I hope you've read it.
Yeah.
The 48 rules of power is make that person vulnerable as much as you can, as much as he can. So what they have decided is to make sure wherever they are, because it's Akina Ladwa who are organizing the trips for Ruto. They are Ladwas and Akina Junet. These are the people in the diehards of Raila Odinga. They are people in a mission. You see, Raila has subdivided his team into two. There is the Wafula axis and Junet Mohammed axis. Wafula is continuously hammering Ruto government and hammering the pact. But he's still the SG.
The Sifuna, that
Sifuna,
yeah.
He's still the SG. He's fighting hard, compressing hard and fighting Ruto and everything they are doing. While the Kina Junet Mohammed, they are on the side, campaigning for the unity of Ruto. You see now the kind of warfare waged against Ruto is that it's a team like it's against him, and it's a team that is for him. Now, as they progress, because when you keep your enemy at bay and keep your enemy so busy, it becomes vulnerable. So Ruto has become so vulnerable. You saw the other day, there is this politician who says that they are the one who are given money with the Sudi to take with a chopper to Bondo. A huge sum of money. Why are we taking money to Bondo? Why are we packing? You saw the others, Gachagua say their money stashed in some container somewhere.
In State House.
In State House. Why would the money not be kept in banks, instead to be put in State House in containers? Because there is a huge preparation of many things that are happening. So what is happening around? There are also mafiosos. Mafiosos, these are the people who will want a chaotic presidency so that they can continue eating. So there are people who are benefiting in the Raila camp. When they push Raila to be in the government, they are reaping, they are getting their money. There are people in Ruto camp who never want Ruto to be stable because they are asking for money to do this, money to do this, money to do this. So these are the cartels. The government of Kenya is now under the hands of the cartels from both Raila and both Ruto. But now the cartel from both Raila, they have a mission. But the cartel from the mission is to overthrow the government by the whatever they are doing to usurp the government from inside and control it. But the cartel from Ruto, they are looting. They're just looting, nothing else.
So at the end of the day, no matter how hard the president tries, he can't make the government stable.
The government will not be stable. What is going is creating animosity. People are becoming angrier and angrier. As I told you when we met last time, the month of January, February, it will be more aggressive. As we get to March, it will be more aggressive. And now as we are getting into April, it will be more messy. More messy. And many things now will wrapped up. And challenges will be so difficult until a kind of a state of emergency will be decided.
Now, on that, just hold on that topic. The type of state of emergency you are talking right now, I don't know whether you are comfortable talking about it further. Can you give us more details of this state of emergency? Who's going to be running it? Who's going to be handling all these matters, and who's going to ignite it?
When Ruto will discover that he was hoodwinked by Raila and he's not now capable of running anything, he will deliberately cause some situations that will warrant him to make some declarations so that he can remove Raila from the government. Because it will be so difficult for him now, because Raila will start by, as we get into the next week, Raila will be more visible in the government, controlling. And as they want to implement the ruling of the court that Wetangula did not do it right, by when he was declared that the Azimio is not the majority, they want to punish him. And also, once they punish him, is that they will want to fulfill the desires of the court that Azimio is the majority. So when you have Azimio as the majority, then will Ishongwa be there? Ishongwa will automatically switch position with Junet Mohammed, meaning they will have firm control. And because of the ruling made by Wetangula that was against the Azimio, these people will push for his removal and then put somebody like Otiendo Moro. And again, on the other side, Akina Abdul Nasir and the group, they are pushing very hard to make sure that the Mother Kome is removed, so that we can have a structure controlled by the ODM section from this side to this side, from the army. And when we see now they are saying Akina Kahareri, they were plotting to have a coup, or they had done everything, that's a call of somebody has to go home because you had planned this, you have to go home. Now your question was, what can necessitate this state of emergency to be called upon? When the government is uncontrollable and the president is unable to run the nation effectively, he's rusting his other avenue that he can run to. He can run to take over, to ask the army or to ask a section, to invoke a section of law that will make that now the constitution has been suspended so that another body can take over into the management of the country, because the country is a bit chaotic. And that's why you can see there is a deliberate plan to cause chaos in the country. Just a deliberate, like now you saw at Nyao Stadium, when Salasia was being beaten, and now the lawyers are coming up very strongly condemning the Luos. And it's like now there is a gap that is coming up. Look at what is happening in Banana area. When there was rumor that Gachagua is going there, a lot of men that, in quotes, Mungeke, were called to go and make sure Gachagua does not come. Those are the Kiambul people who are told, fight the Nyeri people from coming. So whoever that is behind all these shenanigans is working in a strategic move to make sure now there is a reasoning or a reason for the state of emergency, or a semi-state of emergency where Ruto can grab power and become a little bit more powerful by asking the army to take over. And then when the army takes over, it means that the constitution can be suspended a little bit, halfway or a little bit or fully, so that the country's peace can be restored.
But that would mean that now if the military takes over, could it mean that now, could that be a coup?
It can be a coup necessitated, or it's a coup that can be necessitated by the president himself because he's a military himself. He's
The commander-in-chief.
The commander-in-chief. Or they can also create a situation like there was an attempted coup. And then some people, 2 or 3, will be arrested or be shot or this happening, just like what happened in 1982 with Moi. Because Moi wanted to now grab the nation and control the nation. So he organized with whoever that they organized together, and there was a coup. And after the coup, Moi changed, became a dictator. And so many people becomes dictators after something drastic that happens. So I see Ruto planning such a thing to create a situation where there will be so many chaos, or somebody else, not necessarily Ruto, or somebody else could be planning to bring the country into some turmoil so that they can be able to manipulate and do their will as per to what they would want happen in this nation. Yes.
And just to thinking out loud, tukirudi nyuma kidogo, why do you think the opposition leader Raila Odinga made such a statement over? He actually said that if the military move to the streets, they don't go back to the barracks.
Yes.
So why do you think he would make such a statement at this time when he knows very well that we haven't had such a situation in the country before?
And it was not warranted before. You see, Raila operates in a Machiavellian kind of politics. And he's a schemer from the days you know Raila. He has thrived in handshakes, from the Moi handshake, Kibaki handshake, Uhuru handshake, now is Ruto handshake. And he's a master of that. You see, all these people, apart from Moi, none has never ever sworn that I can never work with Raila. All of them, Kibaki, Uhuru, and Ruto, all they swore and said, can't work with Raila. I can't, like Ruto, remember the Ruto statement that this serikali hii yetu haitakuwa serikali ya nusu mkate, na hakuna siku tutaleta huyu mwenda wazimu akuja kwa serikali yetu, maana ndiye alituharibia serikali ile nyingine. Now what has changed? This man is a master of handshakes and how to make handshakes work. Remember when the Gen Z came, Raila moved out very fast to go and tell Ruto, I'm going to give you a hand in the Gen Z issue. And then you will want to ask yourself, why was the parliament so hasty to pass a legislation that now the army can come out? Who was behind it? Because Ruto was not stable. Wherever he was, he had been whisked away to some places hidden there because things were not coming up well. But who brought up the parliament and then organized the parliament to do a vote so that the army can come out? What is it that was GSU unable to contain the violence? Again, who are these people that were in the demonstration? These are children who are 25 years and below. They are not like those days of ours when we were Mungiki, we were 25 years and above. So these are not the people that were carrying weapons at all. They had water and they painted some Colgate here and a flag. That is the weapon they had. So there was nothing that was to warrant the army to come out. There was nothing at all. But who is this that overpowered the police in the parliament, and then people broke the fence, got into parliament, and the mess was taken. They sat in the parliament. Who are these? Was this part of the Gen Z, or was this another team that came from Madare? Because there is 2 teams that Gen Z that had come out in the morning, but in the afternoon around 2 to 2:30, there is a group that came from Madare, and they were given 1,000 each shilling. They all came. These are the people who looted supermarkets. These are the people who went straight to parliament and they destroyed the wall of the parliament and they got inside the parliament. They didn't steal anything. They left. After the mission was accomplished, they left. Who could be that person? Remember, as I told you last time, the office of the deputy president is the office of the president. The office of the president is a consumer, the first consumer of the intelligence, and their intelligence falls under them. So how could the deputy president organize a nationwide strike that was so powerful, locally and internationally, without the intelligence of Kenya sensing anything? Could that happen? While you are sitting next to the president, you are using Kenyan money, the man behind you
is planning a takeover
military, and he has organized youth, thousands and thousands of youth across the country. Then they will come one day and they will be shocked. And remember, the driver that drives the deputy president is an intelligent person. Yes, could be a police, but seconded there from the intelligence. The man who makes food for the president, deputy president, and the president is seconded from the intelligence. The man who carries the phones is seconded from the intelligence. The man who does even the repairs of his car, they are men seconded from the intelligence, because the role of intelligence is to make sure our president is safe and to make sure that our president is correctly advised. So whatever that happens around him must be intelligence oriented. So how could have it happened that the intelligence of Kenya was unable to detect or to know that Gachagua is planning something? Gachagua was not aware completely of what was happening. It's where a politician will want to take advantage of something, but it was not his making. It was an intelligent making thing.
Oh, those are serious allegations.
Yes, yes. That magnitude of the nation, that every corner of the nation, no politician, even Raila, can never be able to do such a thing. That can only be done by a government institution, not a politician.
Also,
yes.
Could we say you said that Moi organized, like it wasn't Raila's? I mean, people didn't organize for the coup during the Moi time. Moi did it by himself. Could we be seeing the same? Was it the same thing?
What was happening? Let me give you two scenarios of the intelligence, how they operate. Intelligence, they're supposed to brief the president, advise the president, and they make everything work in the government. But if the president becomes arrogant, combative, and he does not listen to the advice, they releases dogs to him until he's so much vulnerable. Then he will run to them. Once he runs to them, they control you. So whatever that is happening around, there's nothing that is not understood by the intelligence systems of the country. They are balancing and disbalancing, because Ruto is one person who will get the information, the right information, but ignores it. And that is not the work of the intelligence. The work of the intelligence is to make sure you toe the line, whether how powerful you are. Remember those days that Uhuru Kenyatta used to come out of State House na naenda kukulewa huko na ni president anajidrive peke yake. What happened there at huko kwa rugby? There is a bar there you used to go. Na kina hawa watu wa rugby.
There is Uhuru Gardens.
Rugby huko Ngong Road.
Oh, okay.
Impala. Uhuru went sometime. He used to sneak out and go. This guy from Galileo, the owner of Galileo, used to go and pick him and go. Then one day they planned, because now it was not attainable, the man is not listening, the man is not hearing anything. A robbery was staged. They left him to go, and then a robbery was staged where he was. And since that time, he's never come out. He never came out again. He always consulted the security. And some people around him, like the guy from Galileo, were arrested and kept in for some time. And they could not even reach the president, because even the president didn't know that they had been arrested. The president was locked. That's the work of the intelligence of any nation. If you become raw, they know how to tame you.